Football Manager's alive. And so are the memes. For those, we head to the best Reddit on Reddit. Subreddit. You know what I mean. r/the Old Zealand. What am I doing wrong as a manager? This is my favorite video to make every month. That is so good. See, it happens in real life. It can happen to you. Exclusively the worst team in League 2 is the one that will beat you. Keep your eyes peeled. Sometimes the truth hurts. Uses the editor and is having lots of fun. Sunday League matches, youth only, starts unemployed, starts beating him up. Safe scummer manages PSG. Look, look. The only problem with people that save scum, the only problem with people that use the editor is when they pretend that they don't. If you do it, we should all collectively as a group of people stop it's a video game. You can play it however you want. You are welcome here. That being said, if you do manage PSG, you deserve this. Let's pray that FN26 has rational player interactions. It won't. Why did you reject their offer? It's a bottom of the table Serie A club. You broke your promise of Champions League football. You'll never get Champions League at Spezia. I'm telling everyone how you treated me. It's actually how I handle every FM interaction, is just like that. Young Zealand is playing in Serie B and he's on loan. Good, we haven't had a spot the Zealand in a while. Alessandro Milani. I can kind of see it. I actually can. Probably because it's me. How did they find out? Looks like Zealand is shifting away from FM content. No, I'm not. Maybe I should. Show me your abs. Finally, a real football derby. Northampton against Southampton. You don't even want to see what it looks like when West and East get involved, all right? Look, I promise you don't. Today I learned that happened. Oriental Dragon Football Club, fond memories, was a Portuguese association football club based in Moita, Portugal. The club was founded in 2014 with the goal of training Chinese players under Portuguese coaching. It dissolved in 2024. Yes, I learned while doing a save with this team that it was likely a front for moving Chinese money or something strange or illicit coming from China. That's why I never really interacted with the club that much. Safe to say I'm not surprised that they folded, but I actually didn't know. Congrats to me, I guess. Me. Completing Athletic Bilbao Challenge. Oh, come on. Vaduz and Sam... Dude, if you completed the Bilbao Challenge, you've got a great accomplishment. You don't need to bully yourself. You are literally bullying yourself here. You know that meme of them beating up, like, the people that used the editor earlier? You don't even need the other people. You're just taking your own fist and just punching yourself in the face here. You have achieved something great. You know, when you run a marathon, you don't not celebrate because you didn't run an ultra marathon. Congratulations, dude. Waiting to see that team photo. The Marshall Islands men's football team and then Zealand. For those that don't know, I did get called up to the Marshall Islands national team for one international friendly. It was an official call-up. I was on the team sheet. I am on the Wikipedia, and I am in one of the official team pre-match photos of the Marshall Islands. No, I did not play. Yes, it was awesome. The video is somewhere on this YouTube channel. I'm trusting you to be able to figure out how to make that work. This is an exceptional meme. It's kind of what it looks like in actuality. Which players do you think? For country, for club? Ooh, the Reddit's evolving. 123 how many people are in? There's 30,000 people in this subreddit? Goodness gracious. Ochoa. Yeah, we don't really need to look any further, do we? That's the right answer. WTF. When did this happen? I don't know what I'm surprised about more, the transfer or the fee. This is Rooney Bargi going to Barcelona for 2.5 million euros. I didn't know that happened either, but I'm not that surprised considering he really hurt his knee and hasn't necessarily been able to show up to that level since. So this is Barcelona essentially taking a swing in the dark, and I'm sure Rooney Bargi was excited to be a part of the project, however small of a part he actually is. I like these sort of discussion things in the Reddit too. They're awesome. Obviously, we're going to look at a bunch of memes, but I'm enjoying these conversations. My director of football when I delegate negotiations for our best player. We attempted to negotiate, but Galacticus, he asked too high a price. Well, what does he want? He wanted 150,000 pounds a year, more than his current salary and important player status. Stay strong, brother. Stay strong. YouTube's translation strikes. It's translated my name from Zealand to New Zealand. Yeah! Well, my homegrown 17-year-old regen scored a 93rd minute screamer in the cup final against our biggest rivals. Well, what's the... Burn it. Burn it with fire. Nice goalkeeping, Zealand. Thanks. I do moonlight as Gayton Cock. Sometimes. My ass man telling me we are overrun in the midfield. I can already see what the picture is, dude. It's Hammery with this. He's never living this image down, nor should he. And, you gotta give it up for the classics. We haven't gotten an overrun in the midfield joke in a long time. And you made it funny. Nice work. This was the starting 11 for Hamburg in the Bundesliga. Oh, hell yeah. Comoros. Oh, yeah. Libya. Nigeria. Georgia. Argentina. Boo! Boo! Germany. Boo! Switzerland. Kosovo. Ghana. Norway. Yeah! That just fires me up for no reason at all. I don't even know why. Zealand is man of the match against Man United today. I have been very busy, but this was my most important work. When you make a starting 11 change for fitness reasons and they go on to score, I am Jose Mourinho. At least 2 U20 players? Sure, I can just about clear that. Dude's registered a 33-man squad and 25 of them are under 20. You probably hit the most fun part of an entire Football Manager save. That, or you are trafficking children. FBI, open up! Average FM experience. Oh, this is a big one. Okay. You transfer list a player. He costs 50 mil and all the offers are for 10 to 15 mil. All right, patience. Finally, a better offer comes and the player turns it down. You try to convince him to find a new club. I'm happy here. Transfer window closes. You try to sell him in January. No one wants him and the transfer window closes again. He won't sign a new contract with you. It's his last year of contract. His contract expires and PSG signs him for free. There isn't a slide after that, because after this happens to you, you disintegrate and fade into nothingness. FM24 is complete filth. Tits spotted at Wankdorf. I have no idea how my mom found that in the browser history. Seriously, why do I even bother praising them anymore? Congratulating my team for winning Serie A. My team reacting to me. How dare you? A plague on both your houses! It's only one manager, man. Both! You love to see it. I knew this was gonna pop up, right? This is the Wikipedia page for the Marshall Islands national team, and there I am. Third choice goalkeeper. Nice. In all my wildest dreams, I think being a national team player on the official Wikipedia page and everything was not something that I didn't even an honor. This is the reason I missed the playoffs. So I'm assuming in this instance, looking at the score, obviously, that you needed Sheffield Wednesday to win, and then they lost because a 3-goal in 3-minute hat trick from this dude gave QPR a 4-2 win. And then you go to that player's page, and you discover that those are the only 3 goals that player scored the entire year. I love the smell of an FMing in the morning. My club record signing, who I signed specifically to rescue my relegation-bound season, roughly 3.41 seconds after the transfer gets finalized. It was actually 5 seconds. Okay, the injury was delayed. My back! Oh! I mean, outside of the one injury I've seen where somebody's career just ended, that is legitimately the worst injury I've ever seen in Football Manager, so congrats on the relegation. Pain. Oh, it's 1 goal. Oh, it's 1 goal. And it's to Wolfsburg. You're ahead of Bayern. You're ahead of Dortmund. You have 80 points in 34 matches. You're managing Wolfenbüttel. That sounds like something my mom would say if you asked her to make up the name of a German city. And you got them all the way there, and it's 1 goal. If it makes you feel better, it's impossible for it to be any worse. Look who wants to join my academy. Michael Schumacher. I guess he's bored with retirement. I mean, he's Austrian too. Nice. Scott McTominay has been nominated for the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Obviously that sentence sounds very Football Manager-esque and it's kind of a surprise, but at the same time, if you have a guy that is the player of the year in Serie A, it'd be more surprising if he wasn't nominated for the Ballon d'Or. It's just funny because it's Scott McTominay. But if we're being honest for a second, have you ever played Scott McTominay at striker in Football Manager? Because he would be on this list every year if you did. Every single single time. My player's in an offside position. Golazzo! My player's not in an offside position. Maybe I'm alone here. I almost root for my players to miss when they're offside because I don't want to experience this, and yet it is always true. My feeling with my star player who kicked his toys out the pram to force a transfer says, I actually would have preferred to have stayed when I wish him good luck at his new club. I mean, obviously, a part of me knows the reason this happens is because Football Manager is a video game. It is coded in a certain way, and this is just one of the possible responses, even though the underlying attributes of the player and whatever mean that they wanted to leave the entire time. But it does not stop me from wanting to put my fist through the computer screen either, or from turning into underbite Jeremy Clarkson. My 20 eccentricity ball-playing goalkeeper that I trained likes to beat opponents repeatedly onto an FM26. We do have a ball-playing goalkeeper role coming for the next Football Manager, but I don't know if they're going to be dropping moves like that. And that being said, there could be an entire save where your goal is to create the greatest dribble god goalkeeper of all time as a ball-playing goalkeeper with everybody set to pass the ball to that player, and then they break down the defense, concede 20 goals, but maybe score something on a run that looks majestic like Ankara Messi and that sort of thing. I'm just spitballing here, and I really hope somebody does it. When you spend all your money on Wonder Kids and have to sell the team bus for something more affordable, somebody's found a Floridsdorfer club car. I love the club Floridsdorfer. That was a great save that we played out on Twitch. And the nicest people. And I'm sure one of them is driving this absolutely tricked out. I would drive this. I would. The Fockplots has a special place in my heart. Has Zealand joined the Celtic recruitment team? Every time. Me angry that we just lost 6-0. My goalkeeper asking for an improved contract to represent his importance to the team. I don't know how you would do this. You need to add some sort of there's a time and a place mechanic to Football Manager because they don't understand recency of things at all. I don't know how you fix it, but it causes problems. The man, the myth. Ooh, what is this? Finding out Martin Dubravka's agent is Cherno Samba has to be a highlight of this summer's window. The man might not have panned out as his own wonder kid, but he sure knows how to spot him. Takes one to know one, really. How SI estimate their work. I'm the dumbest man alive. We can convert a 20-year-old code base from C++ to C# in 2 weeks. You're clearly dumber. Look, okay, I'll be the first person to admit I am the dumbest person in the world when it comes to programming. This is a shared post from r/programmer humor, which is obviously jokes for programmers, and it says actual estimate by a professional game studio. This is actually what Miles Jacobson said they were trying to do at Sports Interactive, and if a bunch of programmers are making fun of it, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it probably wasn't the best idea to try to convert their 20-year-old code base that quickly. I'm also baffled by that because this project started like 5 years ago, at least from when they were posting job ads for people with familiarity with Unity, right? And they've been working on this behind the scenes for years, and the conversion of the code base, maybe that's just something they couldn't do until a certain point. I don't know, right? But if the programmer humor community is clowning on you, there is an improvement available in the process outside of we ran into some unforeseen issues. These perhaps could have been foreseen. POV, the average road to glory when a former top player is on a free transfer. Like you're managing Paphos in Cyprus, for example, and you make it into the Champions League stage. And all of a sudden, you're presented with the opportunity to sign somebody with great hair and a brand name. And then you just sign David Luiz. For me, it's been Marek Hamšík at one point, Thomas Souček, definitely at one point. Even if they're 36, all you need is the rest of the team to run. You just need their actual skills. How I look at the menu when I know that I will order the same thing again. I'll have the chicken tenders, please. Just won the quintuple with Warminster Town from the 10th division after spending over 15 months on this save. Absolutely sensational is right. Congratulations to Warminster Town. They've beaten Southampton and Northampton, I would imagine. Like talking to a brick wall. When you give a team talk early in your career. Hi, boss. I expect you to play well today. I can't breathe. My biggest achievement in any road to glory save. The one youth player who made it into the first team. Me. Nothing can quite capture the emotional attachment you have to this one player, and it is entirely justified. This cat perfectly, while also being adorable, and I'm going to think about this cat every day for the rest of my life, perfectly encapsulates my inner feeling of that one youth player that does make the first team. Moises Diniz, I will always love you. Brilliant football and FM memes as always, lads. If you want to keep looking at memes, there's more memes right there. You never have to stop looking at memes. Ever.